It was a cold and snowy winter during the month of December 1936. Perry Hancock started the car and led Laura by the hand through the deep snow. He gently helped his expectant wife and 2 young children into their car. Even though the roads were treacherous with snow as high as the car, he was determined to take Laura to a hospital in Phoenix so she could have proper care. As they drove down the icy dirt road from their small home in Pinedale, Arizona, they embarked upon a 250-mile trip to Phoenix, a journey that would bring a new life into their home again. Perry and Laura already had 2 children, Bonnie and Joseph, both who had been born before the Great Depression of 1929. The Depression had been difficult and 7 years had passed since the birth of Joseph. Laura started labor in the middle of the night, and when she arrived at the hospital, the doctor was too tired, so he gave her twilight sleep and told her that she would wait until morning. Just before 1 in the early morning of February 8, 1937, while unattended, Laura gave birth to a sweet baby girl at the Good Samaritan Hospital. Because this new baby was such a delight to the family, they named her Delite Hancock. Delite grew up for the first 1.5 years of her life in Pinedale in the small rock home built by her father, Perry. When she was about 2 years old, Perry moved his family to Mesa, Arizona, and built another home within the shadows of the Mesa Temple. Perry owned his own business called Hancock Plastering Company, and he employed many men to work all over the Southwest. Laura stayed at home to care for the children and keep the books for the business.
I remember some of the experiences with my especially younger sisters. We would have to clean the house on Saturday. That was our job. Mother worked quite a bit doing books with Daddy and his business, and he felt that we should learn to work. And when it was time to wash the dishes throughout the week, it was always, "It's your turn." "No, it's your turn." So we did have quite a few arguments about whose turn it was to wash dishes. And then on Saturday we'd get busy and we'd clean the whole house, and if we got through in time we'd get to go to the double feature movies, one in Technicolor and one a cowboy story. When Dixie was about 10 years of age, she would write plays. I was more the one who would get everybody together and play director and decide who's going to be what part in Dixie's plays. And we'd put up blankets to make a stage, and then we'd get costumes, and then we'd invite all the family over to see the plays. And that was one of the fun things, because at that time we did not have television. We only had radios to listen to.
To avoid the hot summers in Mesa, Perry often took his family to Groom Creek and Pinedale, Arizona, where the children spent many happy and wonderful days.
While we were at Groom Creek, one of the fun things that we did was Bonnie and Joseph would make us leaf skirts out of the long leaves that were on the trees. And we'd have a lei, and then we'd take pictures. I loved school. I could hardly wait to get to school. I remember standing in front of the mirror saying to myself, "I'm big enough to go to school. Look how tall I am." I just couldn't wait to go to school.
During her school years, Delite had a passion for learning. She took every class she could and dedicated herself to making near-perfect grades, placing 13th out of the entire Mesa High School when she graduated in 1955. In high school, she tried out and was chosen to be a part of a small elite group called the Rebettes.
I was in it for 3 years. Bonnie was in the marching band. I was a roper. Dixie was a roper, Carlene was a roper, and Doreen and Laura Sue were both marching girls, all in Rabettes. We must have known how to strut our stuff, because we got picked to do it.
The Rebettes team consisted of marching, baton twirling, and trick roping. They performed at halftime shows and parades. Delite also loved to dance, and nearly every weekend she went to the church-sponsored youth dance at the Mozona and danced with all her heart. And a good thing she did, for it was there that she caught Ernest's eye.